What goes around comes right back around again. Unless you step outside that circle that you're living in. It ain't where you're at, it ain't where you've been. It's only where you're going that matters in the end. What goes around comes right back around again. Unless you step outside that circle that you're living in. It ain't where you're at, it ain't where you've been. It's only where you're going that matters in the end. I had to step back and look at my life, cause it was so black and dark at the night. So finally I left to make it alright. If I take a step then it's end of the line. So even in death my panic and lie. The message I spread it never would die. The truth always lives, so why did it fly? Is it I shared the rumors I cried? Trapped in my head and I barely survived. What never was said was never implied. We always misled and never replied. So watch me get tread and we get reside. After all that I did I was barely alive. So close to the edge but can't be denied. They hate on my head but they never tried. And they made their bed so that's where they lie. What goes around comes right back around again. Unless you step outside that circle that you're living in. It ain't where you're at, it ain't where you've been. It's only where you're going that matters in the end. What goes around comes right back around again. Unless you step outside that circle that you're living in. It ain't where you're at, it ain't where you've been. It's only where you're going that matters in the end. Keep doing me, they can think what they want. I guess I finally found peace with everything I did. Brought a lot of greed in the sea, but I knew all along I was preaching belief when I speak on the song. Still live with the beef on the path that I'm on. All the evil beneath, kinda sad, but I'm strong. Let the circle repeat, but I'll never be a pawn. Like I see when I leave, and I see when I'm gone. I'm the only reason if I win or lose. So I eat like a feast and I do what I do. But I beat on a beat, should've never let me lose. I'ma be what it be, I'm the truth and the proof. I am not what you think, I'm emotion and movement. I keep it in sync like a dirty dish fluid. It's the same as my team, cause we move as a unit. I'm catching these dreams like what we gon' do it. What goes around comes right back around again. Unless you step outside that circle that you're living in. It ain't where you're at, it ain't where you've been. It's only where you're going that matters in the end. What goes around comes right back around again. Unless you step outside that circle that you're living in. It ain't where you're at, it ain't where you've been. It's only where you're going that matters in the end. I don't chase crowns. Crowns chase me. Big deal buckle, chrome so clean. Mud on the truck, but the paint still gleams. Gold on my neck like a porch light beam. Whole lot of talk, I just live that dream. Who run this town? Say my name. From the barn to the banging downtown. Same flame, same game. Turn that dial, let it climb, let it climb. Feel that pressure on your spine, on your mind. I'm the king of this floor. Feel that crowd roll. Every line I drop got you begging me for more. Yeah, the king of this floor. You've been waiting on the wall. When I say jump, you go higher than before. Turn it up, let it rise now. Hands up to the sky now. All praise, can you taste all the white noise? Hold breath, no sound. Then I kill it with the loud noise. I'm the king of this floor. We seen this before. Big buckle, big talk. Watch the real one walk. I'm the king of this floor. From the farm to the top. When that rhythm go out, you gon' move like you vow. Snap in the bag like a tailgate slam. Red clay roots in the world gon' glam. Mix that twang with a concrete jam. I don't miss, got a ranch hand. Who run this town? Say my name. From the barn to the banging downtown. Same flame, same game. Turn
To the ancestors, known and unknown, Ashe. To the gods, known and unknown, Ashe. All the praise, all the glory, forever and always be to the Most High. What's going on, guys? It's your favorite cosmic warrior, back at you with another Galactic Transmission. Let's get a prayer in, then let's tap into the energy. Spirit, thank you for coming through. Thank you for guiding and protecting this message. Thank you for removing any negative energy from the area. Thank you for allowing this to get to any and everyone it's intended to. And so it is.
Down, let it climb, feel that pressure on your spine, on your mind. I'm the king of this flow, hear that crowd roll, every line I drop, got you begging me for more. Yeah, the king of this flow, you been waiting on the wall. When I say jump, you go higher than before. I'm the king of this flow.
We've seen this before. Becoming your best friend. Setting yourself free from the mental slavery. But what is that? That's freeing your soul. How do you do that? By beating your battles. And what are your battles? Most of them are against yourself. Those close to you. Those that refuse to make the shift. Those that refuse to change their perspective, their view, their narrative. It's their narrative. It's the narrative. You know, too many people are content being the victim in their narrative. You know, as the woe is me. But woe is me for what? Like, what was? Oh no! I learned the lessons that I signed up to come here to learn. Oh no! I'm doing exactly what I was supposed to do. Oh no! That's what it is too. Oh no! You're no longer refusing to do what you're led to do. It's heavy on the faith around and find out. It's heavy on the betting on yourself. It's heavy on the going all in on yourself. What's the worst that could happen?
Ancient breath in my lungs, pulse of the planet, roots hold strong while the galaxy's expanding. Tree of life, the cold, the climb, the way, let's rise through the branches, light our DNA. Beneath my feet, the soil, home sacred. Ancestral voices whisper, you made it. Each ring in the bark, each leaf in the flame carries memory eternal, never the same from sea to star, from earth.
Every leaf never the same, but it's prison, cosmic warrior. It's every time we come down here, you know, it's a lot of the same lessons because we have to go through it. It's part of the ascension process. You have to go through it, but guess what? It's easier for you because guess what? You've already mastered it in a previous lifetime. Things we've mastered in previous lifetimes, but it's It's the prison and stuck with the third parties. It's staying in situations that we know we shouldn't have. It's refusing to it's refusing to see what we see. It's refusing to believe what we see. It's refusing to it's like all sorts of mental magic. Well, everything's in the mind, but that's the prison. It's the mind. But evil and live. It's the other side of the mirror. It's the other side of the judgment. And I'm getting the energy of, we're really quick to chalk up to malice, which sometimes it is. Sometimes it's intentional. Sometimes it's, they damn well knew what the fuck they were doing. But we don't put ourselves into prison by holding the assumption that they knew what they were doing. Even, but it's the situations people put us in. Maybe they know what they're doing. Maybe they don't. But regardless of the situation, we know our worth, or we find our worth, in which case we don't settle for less. We stop settling for less. We stop refusing to see what we know what we saw. We stop refusing to hear what we know what we heard. It's not liking the evidence, and the evidence is the evidence. And what is the evidence? People's own actions. We're really quick to throw labels onto things, but we're supposed to go into everything unbiased. We're supposed to go into everything and let the labels form themselves, instead of forming it and putting it on things.
Deeper, true flow deeper. The roots my teacher. Every cell aligned, vibration pure. I'm connected to the core. That's the cure. Hands in the dirt, mind in the sky. Breath of the one that's where true lies. Every thought of branch, every dream of vine. I'm rooted in the infinite divine design. Hands in the dirt, mind in the sky. Breath of the one that's where truth lies. Every thought of branch, every dream of vine. I'm rooted in the infinite divine design. Roots in the ground, energy spiral, flowing through dimensions, sacred and viral. DNA twisted like cold bits, and every beat hidden in ancestors listen. Life in the veins, thunder in the leaves, spirit in the breath, power.
Spirit in your breath. The power of your breath. But it's breath. It's gnosis. It's gnosis. The first thing that you lose when you stop breathing is what? Consciousness. Christ consciousness. The Christ within me. The Christ that I hope was within you. The consciousness. Yeah, but it's the ease. It's the pick-me's. It's the pick-me's. Church is filled with the pick-me's. Church is filled with people that haven't claimed their own throne. Church is filled with people that don't truly believe, that they don't truly follow the teachings of Yeshua. Because if they did, they know that the temple, your vessel is your temple. It's learning to take care of ourselves better. It's learning to treat our temple, our body, like the temple it truly is. Our body is an amazing thing. It's able to heal itself when we allow it to, when we stop hindering it, when we stop filling it with poisons, when we stop befriending. But it's being a good steward of our vessel. The hard work that we put in, physically, mentally, spiritually, those are all aspects that we should be working on every single day.
When we breathe, tree of eternity, growing through the pain, from the roots to the ground, we rise again. road, through the branches call, whispering the truth in the rhythm of it all. Fractal reflection, cosmic perfection, life interconnected, that's resurrection. Snap in the veins like the flow of the Nile. Heart of Gaia, beating style, every stone feet the growth inside. I transform, reborn with the tide. Ground surround me, light up the core, let the roots reach deep to the ancient floor. Crown open wide, let the heavens pour. With the tree, we the seed, we the evermore. Roots in the ground, energy spiral, flowing through dimensions, sacred and viral. DNA twisting like cold bliss, and every beat hit and ancestors listen. Life in the veins, thunder in the leaves, spirit in the breath, power when we breathe. Tree of eternity growing through the pain, from the roots to the ground. We rise again.
From the roots to the ground, you know, but it's from the heavens. It's raining in heaven onto earth. It's your character. Now, as above, so below. You know, but it's the masking. As above, so below. But those that work with other things of higher dimensions, right? Those that work with them, they have to mask their energy. They have to mask it in what? To the outside world, to the public, to society. They have to masquerade in light. You know, but it's interesting the times that we're in now. You know, those that masquerade in the light, that aren't of the true light. You're only gonna, you know, you can only, it's only so bright compared to the real thing, the authentic thing. Authenticity, the highest of frequencies. Authenticity, you know, but it's some things never change. You know, some things we refuse to change, we refuse to bend on. Some things, you know, despite our situations, you know, we don't fold on. You know, they say that the spiritual journey, you know, there's a indigenous leader that, or elder, it's, what did he say? It's something along the lines of, you know, the sacrifices you make on the spiritual journey. You know, you make whatever sacrifice is being asked of you to maintain the journey. You know, the journey is not for the weak. The journey is not for the weak. The weak won't make it very far. You know, but who's the strongest? Whoever chooses to be. That's the truth.
We rise again. Earth below, stars above. We the bridge, light, love.
It's the port, but it's the 7 P's of success. For, you know, well, prior proper planning prevents piss poor performance. You know, it's a good thing that we had this. You know, we know though. We know. Don't we already know that God knows all of our, you know, all of our choices, all of our decisions. He knows our whole life. We know that, right? It was all planned out. You know, but no matter what path we choose, it was all already planned out to teach us the lessons that to teach us, It doesn't matter if we get confused. The mirror, the flipped image. It doesn't matter if we get confused. It's never the wrong answer. But it's a lot of times we act like pasts don't exist because I don't have the courage for that one. I don't have the strength for that one. I don't have the whatever for that one. And so we act like they don't exist. They do. We just have to take the step and it appears before us.
The silence of the dawn, I feel the hum arise. A current deep within my bones, where ancient wisdom lies. The codes of stars, they call my name, whispering softly, you are flame. Through sacred sound and breath I climb, awakening the threads of time. Light within the spiral, rise in me, golden fire.
No, but it was the downloads. It was part of that was part of the last message too. Was the downloads, the downloads that we catch. But in meditation, some people, the Bible thumpers, right? The religious cults, right? Which is Christianity, that's a religious cult, right? Because all religion stemmed off of spirituality. The true connection to the Most High, not a watered down slave master's version. People are so quick to follow the same ones that killed the man that they're supposed to. He said not to put him on a pedestal, you put him on a pedestal. You do everything Yeshua said not to do, and don't do all the things he said to do. And then you sit around waiting for Sky Daddy, which he clearly said wasn't coming like that. The kingdom of heaven is within us. It is our job. It is our mission to reign in heaven onto earth. It's our job. It's our mission to connect to our own divinity, to see our own divinity. And it's always there. The only thing we're lacking is the sight to see. We just like the support. We always have exactly, people are so quick to, just because you can't physically see it does not mean it's not there. You have some of the most support you've ever known, only when you realize you've always had it. It's the realization, though. It's the misconception of the 3D. Stop looking through these eyes and look through your first eye.
Every soul remembers who I am, a child of earth of light.
Everyone remembers. We're children of the earth. But breaking the curse is all in divine timing. But the mutual enemies. My worst enemy is the same as your worst enemy, the same as his worst enemy, the same as her worst enemy. It's ourselves. It's society. It's time. Time's a motherfucker. Till you learn to... but it's when we live too much in the past, it's when we live too much in the future. Which is exactly what we're not supposed to be doing. We're supposed to live where? Right here. The right now, the present. And we're supposed to be giving thanks for it because it is a present. All these challenges that we're going through, thank you. All the challenges we're going to go through tomorrow, thank you. I'm giving thanks for the challenges that haven't even come yet. Not always, but when I'm reminded to, when I remember to, I do. Because I know that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Although it's not always fun and it's not always easy. But many are called, few are chosen. It's the choices that we make right here and right now that define us.
Oh, man. The serpent sleeps beneath my skin. The kundalini begins to spin. From root to crown, the circuit flows. The cosmic seed within me grows. Through sacred sound and breath I Light within the spiral, rising me, golden fire of divinity. DNA awaken now, teach my spirit to remember how.
Teaching our spirit to remember how. But teaching our spirit, fuck off. Teaching our spirit to remember how, but it's the words that we speak. It's teaching our spirit. It's speaking life into ourselves. But not only that, it's the words that we speak. Everything always works out for my greatest good. And how does that look? Not always how you think it is. Your greatest good is learning the tough fucking lesson. Your greatest good is integrating the tough fucking lesson. Your greatest good is doing the tough shit again so that you can prove to yourself, to the Most High, to your spirit team that you've learned it. That's your greatest good. Repeats, doing it again till you master it. It's not fun, but it's part of the process. You can't skip the corners.
Red light, camera, cold eyes, stamina, late night, formula, move like Valerie.
The late night formula, there it is again, is catching the downloads. But it's, what are we catching? But it's back to the plan. It's back to the master plan. But it's what? Okay. So the way I describe it a lot of times is that, you know, we don't get the full, we don't see the full GPS. We don't see the final, we think we know what the final destination is, but guess what, Buttercup? It's normally a lot fucking farther away than you thought. But the next checkpoint is normally a lot closer than you thought as well. You know, it's always however you decide to look at it. You know, the positive, the negative, it's always how you look at it. But it's, we only get what we're ready to handle at the time. We only get what we're meant to handle. Well, we only get what we're meant to, we only get the information, the part of the plan that we're meant to get at the time. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. If we got too much, you know, we might back out, we might fuck it up. Who knows? Who knows? But it's the heat. If we know too much, if we see too much, if the Most High showed you and told you everything that you were going to go through, you some of the fires that you're going to go through, you're not gonna willingly choose to do it. It's just facts. You're not going to. You're not. But after, in the time of reflection, we look back and we give thanks because we're able to recognize, you know, that wasn't easy, that wasn't fun, but guess what? I made it through it and I had exactly everything I needed to make it through. And for that I give thanks. For that we give thanks. And it's a continual cycle of that. But it's the planting of the seeds. It's the gratefulness. It's constantly staying in a state of thanks, of grace. You know, weapons will be formed, of course, we all know that. And they will not prosper. We all know that part too. No one said it was going to be fun. No one once ever said it was going to be fun. None of you think it's, you know, none of you had the thought in your mind that it was going to be fun when the weapons are formed. So what makes you think it's going to be fun when you're being attacked by them? It's not going to be fun. But guess what? So what they formed? So what?
Black dress, silhouette, no stress, no regret. Heartbeat, feel the sweat. Closer than we met.
it's the E and the A. It's the vowels. Higher knowledge. Vowels. I don't know what I'm getting. What is that game? It's buying a vowel. Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. Buying a vowel. But it's you know what's pointing out to me, it's the angles. And what's interesting too is artificial, but it's okay. As what I'm kind of seeing is, that's hard to describe. So you're picking a vowel, right? And the vowel's picked, but it's up there, right? But it's artificial. It's fake. It's not. It doesn't have the real depth. And so if you're only looking at it from one angle, one perspective, it looks full. But then when you get the full perspective, you're able to see it. You're able to see all the holes. You're able to see it's not all there. But that only comes from what? From looking from the right angle, which is what? An angle of questioning everything, questioning everyone. But it's interesting too. I'm seeing like a guitar fret right there, but it's the vowels. It's hitting the right frequencies, the right notes. But what happens when you hit the right notes? The false information shatters like glass with the right frequency.
Step low, let go. Bass roll, tempo. Skin glow, shadow. We don't say no. Breath slow, bass grow. Don't stop, let go. 3, 2, 1.
Not saying no. What I'm getting with that though is, a lot of people think that a good parent never says no to the child. A good parent would say no to their child quite frequently. But it's the manifesting. It's when you treat them, well, that's interesting. What I'm getting is when you raise your child to think that the world's always going to cater to you. What happens when you get out into the real world and you're trying to manifest? It's really easy to get sucked up and caught up in the chaos and the negativity, and then guess what they're going to manifest more of. So were you really a great parent when you catered to your child that much? That's going to hurt a lot of people to hear, but that's the truth. You're not, you can't prevent them from falling into any traps. They have to, or they're not going to learn. They're just going to. It's the whatever. It's the whatever. We want our children to be successful at whatever they do. But a lot of times we only find what we do prefer by finding out what we don't prefer. We find what we're good at by eliminating a lot of things that we're not good at. Eliminating the things that we're not good at. It's generational curses. That's what I'm getting. I'm picking up the energy of generational curses. But what is that? It's keeping the bloodline stuck in karmic loops. Because why? But it's like, well, that's what the Matrix wants. That's what the Matrix wants. Not what we want, not what our higher self wants, not what our ancestors want, not what our spirit team wants, not what the Most High wants. What the fucking Matrix wants. And fuck what the Matrix wants.
Malaria.
Valeria, Valeria. All night, all night.
Every step I take is divine. I'm aligned, connected to the infinite, mind to the vine.
It's alignment, it's the guided actions, it's the, what was sticking out to me was the dot in the eye, you know, but it's our anointing. It's you know, perfectly fitted for us. And why? Because we've proven ourselves, not just in this lifetime, but in many prior, that we have what it takes. That when the road gets tough, we're not going to turn around. We're going to maintain course. Only a fool, you know, only a fool would think that they can just intercept an anointing, someone's anointing, because they're not going to make it very far. They're not going to be very good at imitating that person's energy, masquerading that energy, because it's not theirs. It's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be exhausting. The exhaustion. And it's red. They're seeing red. They're angry. And of course you make it look easy. Of course. Your anointing is a tailored fit suit just for you. It's given that Chris Farley is like big man in a little jacket. They tear the seams. It's not made for them.
From the grass to the stars, I'm homeward bound. Light in my feet, I'm on hollow ground. Yeah. I'm stepping insane with celestial time. Every atom in my body in a sacred design. From the roof to the sky, energy climb. I'm divine by design, never out of my prime. Got the cosmos humming in my bloodstream. Vibe so clean, in between world dreams. Feeling unseen, forces redeem. When the rhythm of the earth in my heart beating. Spirit in motion, devotion to potion. Oceanic mind in quantum motion. Walking through the temple of creation's code. Every rhyme I spit is a sacred ode. Frequency shift, DNA glowing. Soul keep flowing, awareness growing. Every footprint chant vibration sound. I ain't just walking, I'm moving through hollow ground. Yeah, I'm walking on hollow ground. Energy flow all around. Sky above and roots below. Universe taught through the soul I know. I'm walking on hollow ground. Time dissolved, true profound. Infinite light in every sound. I'm walking on hollow ground. I'm walking on hollow. Wired to the cosmic grid, no lie. Electric pulse when the sun hit the sky. Stars in my eyes, galaxies in stride. Infinite code in the rhythm I ride. Hands on the heart, I spark ignition. Soul on a mission, divine transmission. Inner silence, I hear premonition. Truth in the beat, no superstition. Every thought see, plan in the void. Old self gone, ego destroyed. Now I'm aligned, fully employed. Spirit in command, love deployed. From the sacred drum to the cosmic sound. Every breath I take, shake holy ground. Universe speed through the flow I found. This is elevation, profound and unbound. Every stone, every tree, every tone. Mirror of the all, we are never alone. The path is a prayer, the earth is a crown. I rise in a silence on hollow ground. I'm walking on hollow ground. Energy flow all around. Sky above and roots below. Universe taught through the soul I know. I'm walking on hollow ground. Time dissolved, true profound. Infinite light in every sound. I'm walking on hollow ground. I'm walking on hollow ground. I'm walking on hollow.
it's the walking on hollow ground. You know, but it's Gaia, right? You know, Gaia is a living thing. You know, everything. You know, not every vessel that you see has a soul, but every living thing that you see has a spirit. You know, but it's the curses, it's the things that have been done to Gaia, and it's enough is enough. You know, a call went out, and many is, you know, pretty much all of us are here because we answered the call. We already answered the call. That's why we're here. Now we're waiting to finally wake up to the call that we already answered to. And then what? Then we rained in heaven onto earth. You know, we healed Gaia. We heal the, you know, humanity. We heal everything by healing ourselves.
Saw your shadow in the grocery line. Didn't turn, but I knew the sign. Whole room tilt when you walk by, like gravity forgot the sky. I play cool, pretend I'm fine, but you redraw my state of mind. Every song, every passing street somehow loops you back to me. Smoke, roll slow in smoky haze. Smoke, roll slow in midnight haze. Thoughts drift out for days and days. You live rent-free in my mind. Rent-free in my mind. Rent-free in my mind. I try to leave, but I rewind. Rent-free in my mind. Yeah. Driving nowhere after two. Every road still leads to you. Radio static says your name. Every night feels just the same. Can't.
You know, but it's 2 a.m. and everything leads back to you. But what is that? What is that? Everything leads back to us. But it's the downloads that we get at 2 a.m. It's the communication we get. You know, but it's a grand final. But it's. Well, it's interesting, but it's like every night, regardless if you're aware of it or not, you leave your body, right? And where do you go? What are you doing? You know, sometimes you can go and meet with your ascended masters, you know, or, you know, I don't know. It's a lot of interesting things to think about. You know, you're not always all aware. You know, a lot of times that we wake up still tired because we never actually rested. But it's the battles that we fight that we're not even aware of. You know, that's why it's so important to take control of the battles that we are aware of. You know, to take control of the things that we can't take control of. Because there's a lot more things that you're unaware of. And so, yeah, the least we can do is take care of the things that we're aware of. You know, but that's interesting too. Is we're so quick to underestimate the impact, the significance of the things. Like, I'm just being led to change the music I listen to, or change the food I eat, or change the clothes I wear. It's those little fucking things are big fucking things. Those are giant fucking steps. Oh, those are hopping from star to star. You know, what I'm getting is spells. You know, people act like, you know, they don't know any spells. Yet, you've read the Bible, right? You know the book of Psalms? Of course you know spells, if you read that. Well, that's interesting, too. It's not just knowing the words, it's knowing how to apply the words. It's a game changer. That's for somebody. I'm going to wrap that one up right there. But thanks for tapping in. Thanks for your likes, your shares, your comments, your gifts. Thank you for the exchange of energy. And until next time.